The NBA regular season has officially wrapped up, which means we now have the complete set of data to dive into and analyze as we shift our focus to the next stage of the year, the playoffs. But before that, media members across the league will be casting their votes for this season's awards, and that's exactly what we'll be focusing on in today's video. He'll be going through each of the major awards and sharing my personal selections for who I believe should win. The awards we'll cover include Most Improved Player, Sixth Man of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year, Rookie of the Year, and of course, the MVP for each award. I'll also be highlighting two runners-up, players who had incredible seasons and were right in the mix, but ultimately came up just short. Before we jump into it, I noticed that a good number of people watching aren't subscribed to the channel yet. So if you're enjoying the content, consider hitting that subscribe button and leaving a like. It really helps out a ton, and I genuinely appreciate it. Now, let's get started. Kicking things off with the Most Improved Player award, my pick for the 2025 season is Dyson Daniels of the Atlanta Hawks. Daniels came to Atlanta looking for a fresh start after two underwhelming seasons in New Orleans. With a new environment and a new role, he flourished. Playing alongside a high-usage, elite playmaker like Trae Young, Daniels' versatile skill set was finally maximized. He stepped up as a reliable two-way presence, showing growth in just about every facet of his game, from scoring and playmaking to defense and confidence. It was the leap he needed, and it was one of the most impressive transformations of the year. With Trae Young operating as the primary floor general in Atlanta, Dyson Daniels was free to lock in on what he does best, playing elite perimeter defense, handling the ball in a secondary role, making smart, unselfish passes, attacking the basket when the opportunity was there, and doing all the little things that contribute to winning basketball games. Daniels' game isn't flashy. He's not an elite shot creator or high-volume scorer, so it's understandable why some might gravitate toward more eye-catching players when thinking about improvement. But if you look beyond the highlights, his all-around growth this season has been the most substantial of anyone in the league. After struggling to carve out a consistent role during his first 2 years in New Orleans, Daniels has now emerged as a truly impactful two-way player. Last season, he averaged just 5.8 points, 3.9 rebounds, 2.7 assists, and 1.4 steals per game, while shooting 45% from the field and 31% from deep. Fast forward to this year, and he's put up career highs across the board, over 14 points per game, about 6 rebounds, a league-leading 3 steals per game, while shooting a career-best 49% from the field and 35% from 3. That kind of leap is massive. He's gone from barely cracking the rotation to being a key starter and one of the best perimeter defenders in the league. Frankly, he should be getting more attention in the Defensive Player of the Year conversation for the lockdown work he's done on the perimeter. But regardless, he's now the exact kind of high IQ, high-impact role player that every team wants in their starting lineup. As for the runners-up, Tyler Herro deserves serious recognition. He made his first All-Star appearance this season after stepping up in a big way for Miami, especially in the absence of Jimmy Butler. His scoring and leadership helped keep the Heat competitive amid a chaotic year. Cade Cunningham also had a breakout season. He's gone from being a borderline all-star to a legit superstar, leading the Pistons back to the playoffs for the first time since 2019. His growth as a leader and overall playmaker has been remarkable. Both of them made huge strides, no doubt, but Dyson Daniels made the leap. Turn Pritchard of the Boston Celtics behind the scenes. Peyton Pritchard had been grinding to prove he belonged in the Celtics rotation, not just as a spot contributor, but as a reliable everyday player who could help a title contender win. And with the Celtics having such a thin margin for error, that wasn't always an easy case to make. But this season, Pritchard came out of the gates firing and never looked back. Boston's starting lineup is already stacked with star-caliber talent, guys who can each take over a game at any moment. So when a high-energy spark plug like Pritchard comes off the bench and starts bombing away from deep, it can feel overwhelming for opposing defenses. He's averaging around 14 points per game, shooting 46% from the field and 41% from 3 on 8 3-point attempts a night. That makes him not just efficient, but one of the most prolific high-volume shooters in the entire league. But what makes him even tougher to guard is that he's not just a spot-up threat, he's quick and crafty off the dribble, and if defenders overextend, he'll blow right by them and finish at the rim. He's had 22 games with 20-plus points this year, including a monster 43-point outing against Portland, and every time the Celtics have been shorthanded, he stepped in and looked like a borderline star. As for the runners-up in the sixth man of the year race, Malik Beasley has been a godsend for the Pistons' spacing, helping to fix one of the worst shooting rosters in recent memory. He's knocking down 41% of his threes on 9 attempts per game. That kind of gravity makes life easier for everyone around him. DeAndre Hunter has quietly led all bench scorers this season, averaging 17 points per game efficiently between his time with the Hawks and now the Cavaliers after the trade. He's been steady, productive, and deserves real consideration. Any of these three could walk away with the award, and it would be justified. But in my opinion, Pritchard takes it. Now we move on to the Defensive Player of the Year, and my pick for the 2025 season is Evan Mobley of the Cleveland Cavaliers. Mobley has been a defensive standout ever since he entered the league, and every year he just keeps getting better. At 6'11", he's among the most versatile defenders in the NBA. He's top 5 in blocks per game, anchors the paint by forcing opponents to shoot 8.7% worse than usual around the rim, and he moves with the foot speed and fluidity of a wing. Mobley switches onto guards, rotates perfectly off the ball, and provides high-level help defense without missing a beat. He's doing this all for the top seed in the Eastern Conference, which matters when evaluating impact at this level. Now, the runners-up Draymond Green is likely going to win the award, but I have some issues with that narrative. Draymond wasn't even in the conversation until March, and after a public play on his podcast, it seems like the media is suddenly on board. Yes, Draymond is a Hall of Fame defender, but he's not at his peak anymore, and his numbers don't stack up to Mobley's this year. The on/off stats favor Mobley, the defensive impact metrics favor Mobley, and most importantly, team success favors Mobley. Lou Dort deserves plenty of third-place love. He's been clamping down elite perimeter players all year long for the league's #1 defense, and his contributions there shouldn't go unnoticed. But when it comes to the top two, the media may be getting it wrong. Evan Mobley is the Defensive Player of the Year. Next up, Rookie of the Year. And my pick for 2025 is Stephen Castle of the San Antonio Spurs. This rookie class hasn't produced a surefire superstar yet, which made this race a bit more open and competitive. But Castle has been the most consistent contributor all year, on both ends of the floor. And over the last month and a half, he's completely taken off. On the season, Castle is putting up 4 rebounds per game. He uses his strength to bully defenders on drives, while his balance and body control allow him to stop on a dime and adjust mid-air around the rim. His outside shot still needs work, but when he's going downhill, he's tough to stop. With Victor Wembanyama sidelined, Castle has taken on an even bigger role since late February. In his last 24 games, he scored 20-plus points in 13 of them. That's impressive for any player, let alone a rookie. And defensively, he's already a light. Castle looks like a future all-defense mainstay, and Spurs fans should be thrilled with how he's developing. Runners-up for Rookie of the Year, Zachary Rizicher really came on late and nearly closed the gap. He's been a key starter for a Hawks team that made the play-in, and while his season-long resume isn't as strong, he's trending in the right direction. His off-ball movement, shooting, and touch on catch-and-shoot opportunities have been great, capped by a 38-point game against the Nets. Alex Sarr is already a top 10 shot blocker in the league as a rookie. His rim protection is for real. Offensively, he's still a work in progress, especially as a finisher and stretch big, but the tools are there, and the early returns are very promising. See you all next.